Are you ready? Live from New York, it's the Too Grumpy Show, featuring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the grumpy vulture. Take your bow. As you can see, we're in New York. We did a little traveling. Yeah, we flew in this morning. Oh, I bet your wings are tired. Oh. Yeah. He flew in. Both wings flapping away. So, what do you think of New York? Gold. Yeah, I agree. But so's Cleveland. All right. Back in your special New York corner. Yeah, the camera will see you. Don't worry about it. Turn this way a little bit. A little more. There you go. We see you. Both eyes. Be good. Well, it feels good to be out of the studio, but sitting in front of this river isn't the most comfortable thing. It's a tad cold out here. Yes, our new location for our special show, the New York Show, with that beautiful New York skyline. Yes, I just wish the damn corporate staff would have let us be inside a studio instead of sitting on the edge of the river here, but you take what you can get. Yeah. Okay. We're not really in New York. No, it's background number 6. Yes. Backdrop number 6. They decided to put me in front of a river in New York City. I guess maybe I should have been bundled up with a parka, one of them Russian fur hats. Something different. We're going to use it for special occasions. I never did receive any comments regarding yesterday's background. I decided it's only going to be used on rare occasions. I really didn't like it. When I watched the replay, it looked like I was in the middle of a studio that was only half constructed. So, that one went back in the package. We'll use that one for other things. Although, I have received permission from corporate to order 3 more backdrops. So, that will be my main task tomorrow, to be checking out the on sale. Yeah, I can only go in the clearance area. Figures. They won't let me spend any real money. But hopefully I can find at least 2 that look like I'm inside a studio. That one yesterday, I don't know why they picked that. Now, yeah, the open rack in the ceiling is for studio spotlights. That's how they mount them, on a rack system. But it looked to me more like a framework for drop-in tiles. That's what it looked like. They put a framework up and they never put the ceiling tiles in. So that one went back in the package with a note to corporate. I'm not going to use it. Well, occasionally, if I want to look like I'm inside of a construction site. But the one studio, we're calling Studio 4, with the red colored background, that one I really like. They did a good job when they ordered that one. But Studio, what they want to call 5, nope. And we were going to call this Studio 6, but no. This is going to be special broadcast backdrop. Even though we're really in Cleveland, we get the New York City backdrop because they don't make a Cleveland backdrop. It figures. They have a New York City, they have a Chicago. They don't have a Cleveland, so you can tell we don't rate in Cleveland. Oh, I could order one. Yeah. If you send a picture, they will print one like this for you for $50. That's my whole budget for the year of 2025. You think I'm going to blow it on one backdrop? I don't think so. But this one's kind of cool. It's actually, believe it or not, it looks like I have spotlights on. That's the way it's actually printed. The only light is glowing off the top of my head. You know, back in the day when John Belushi and Gilda Radner and Lorraine Newman, were doing Saturday Night Live. I used to watch it all the time. I haven't watched it in years. But I always wanted to say that one time, live from New York. So I got to say it tonight. Even though we're live from Cleveland with a New York background. Oh well. I didn't order it. Corporate ordered it. Evidently, this one was really on a clearance, probably $3, But it looks cool. I'll put up with it. I'll use it now and then, even though we're not in New York. I thought for sure I would get some comments regarding that background from last night. Especially you, Teresa. I asked you for your honest opinion. You didn't tell me. I appreciate you liking the stream. I always like to see Teresa's like in that corner of that faceplant page. But I figured you'd give me a little real opinion as to what you thought of that backdrop, even though I didn't iron it. Although you can see the difference in material. The only thing that you see here is the one fold. This one kind of laid out really nice. There's a couple of little areas, you can see the cross hatches. I don't know why they fold them up so tight in the packages. But this one kind of laid out pretty decent. If you hang them for 24 hours, the wrinkles come out. But Grumpy's always impatient. I want to use it right away. They are getting me, get this, a professional mount for these backgrounds. it's really nothing more than two like real long microphone stands with a bar across the top and clamps. And that way you can hang all of them at once. And then when you want to change, just flip it over. The mount is like up above the on-air sign, so you wouldn't see it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when they said, rather than the way we're doing it now, we're gonna somewhat get professional. Oh. So tomorrow, I will be going on Temu.com and ordering 3 more backdrops. Only on clearance. Yeah. I was told by the CEO's secretary he has already perused the clearance section. So he will know if I order something not on clearance. Well, you can tell they trust Grumpy. Of course, I don't bring in any income for the station, so this stream's a money loser for them, so they don't care. When I asked them why New York City, he told me he tossed a coin. I can almost imagine what the other one was. It was probably a toxic, hazardous waste dump. Yeah, he couldn't make up his mind. He tossed a coin. Heads, New York City. Tails, the other one on sale. Although, I will get to see how much they spent because all of these are on clearance, unless they're all sold out. So if this one is not sold out, I'll get to see how cheap corporate is. Yeah. Never a dull moment around here. Never a dull moment. Any upgrades in this studio come out of my budget. So you can see we don't get many upgrades. Luckily I had money left over from this year's budget to pay for these. I said, wait a minute. This is your studio. Why are the backdrops coming out of my budget? I didn't order them. So they added $15, told me I could order 3 of my choice. I bet you the $15 comes out of my $50 budget for next year. You watch. Talk about a cheap outfit. Jesus. Have to buy my own microphones. Have to buy my own microphone mounts. My own shock cages. My own wiring. And then they won't spend $15-20 for some backdrops. You can see how much they like me. They think more of this goddamn feathered monstrosity over here. Oh, I'll hear about that tomorrow. Oh, he's a rat fink. Oh, yeah, Jesus. Well, if I'm going to get yelled at, I'm going to make it worth my while. Oh, yeah. As soon as he sees the CEO pull in, the wings are flapping, the little feet are going, he's right there in CEO's door, jumps up on the chair. He was mean to me. But the good thing is, these studios don't have a hotline like Studio One. Oh. Although I can hear the hotline ringing. You think I'm going to go over to Studio One and answer it? I don't think so. And then get this. You'll love this. The CEO leaves his office. He comes down here and he tells me, hey, answer the hotline. Why? Because he's calling. He's standing at the studio door telling me to answer the hotline because he's going to be calling. Why doesn't he just come in and chew my ass here? No. Although I love sitting in them big fancy leather wingback chairs. Oh, comfy. Yeah, his big mahogany desk, his big leather judge's chair. I really piss him off because he don't smoke. So I deliberately light a cigarette and drop ashes all over his fancy carpeting that's about this thick. And then I grind it in. I don't know who vacuums it, but whoever has to vacuum it, they're really going to work on my side. Yeah, I figure, hey, if you're going to call me in and chew my ass, I'm going to light up a cigarette. If you're too cheap to buy an ashtray, oh well, the floor works wonders. So tomorrow, I'll get the same thing. The phone will be ringing over in Studio One. I won't answer it. The CEO will come down here and tell me, hey, I'm going back to my office to call you. Answer the phone. If I answer the phone, he'll say, come to my office. You mean he couldn't have told me that while he's standing at the door? No. He thinks it's nice and official when he calls on the hotline. So I walk in, sit down in a nice, comfy, big, overstuffed leather chair, light up a cigarette, and wait to get my ass chewed. Getting to be a normal daily thing. Matter of fact, I don't think I could do a stream here if I didn't get an ass chewing. I wouldn't know how to feel. Plus, I couldn't talk about the CEO then. You ought to see the car he has. You want to know what it is? It's a 25-year-old Toyota. But it's not a Toyota. It's called a Century. Yeah, it's imported. It's Toyota's version of a limousine. Yeah, they call it the Century. It has a V12 engine in it. I'd love to drive that son of a bitch on the freeway. Yeah, then he sits, waits for the driver to open the fucking door, like he can't use a door handle. And this thing has automatic window shades. Yeah, they use them in Japan. The chauffeur pushes a button. There's a shade that closes on the back window, and then there's shades on the side windows that close. Makes him feel like a big shit. Yeah. A Century. Never heard of it. Impressive car, though. But it's 25-year-old import. Used. Toyota's version of a limousine. Oh, it's stretched. Oh, beautiful car. Gargle it sometime. Toyota Century. They call it the best made car in the world. Even better than the Lexus. But you can only get them over there. And we can only get them over here once they're 25 years old. And everything's in Japanese. The radio, all the controls, yeah, everything got Japanese symbols. Must be a riot. When you're driving down, you go to turn the windshield wipers on and the shades close on the back windows. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, gargle it. Toyota Century. All the big wigs over in Japan. Like the Emperor, yeah, he's got one. All the big shots got them. But theirs are new. Our CEO's driving a 25, and then he laughs at me for driving a 27-year-old vehicle. Oh. The only problem is mine's a rot bucket. My Nissan truck is like a Harley. You know, Harleys drip oil. And they say, you know, they're marking their territory. Well, my Nissan truck is the same way. Every time I slam the door, another piece of the body drops off in the parking lot. So it marks its territory. One of these days I'll be sitting on a milk crate on the frame rails. I don't care. Runs like brand new. Matter of fact, it's 20 degrees here. I went out, fired right up. Most reliable piece of shit I've ever owned. Everybody laughs at it. Oh, when are you going to junk that? When the engine blows up. That's when I'm going to junk it. Otherwise, I'll drive it until the whole body falls off it. I don't care. I'm not proud. I get a lot of looks. Drive down the street and kids are like, Jesus Christ, look at that piece of shit. Thank you. I even have special emblems. They say Shitbox Edition. Because it is. I'll take a picture of it one day and show you. It's a riot. The headlights and the taillights I had to replace. They're worth more than the truck. That gives you an idea what kind of condition it's in. I'm not proud. Probably runs better than some of these 2024 expensive goddamn SUVs anyway. Oops. Almost pulled the wire out of the mic. I was like, oh, that's all I need. Yeah, I like this mic. Believe it or not, it was a cheapie. This mic is only like $30. And it's fantastic. You know, the Blue Yeti Classics cost 2.5 times this. The Samson G Pro It's like $149. This thing sounds just as good. I wish you could see the light changing. But for some reason it don't show out the whole back. See, I've got it out the front and at the top. You can see it. Changing colors. I don't know why they darkened out the back. They know damn right well that 99.9% of the time the mic's going to be pointed at the person that's talking. Why don't you want to show the colors? Red, green, blue. Yeah, it looks cool. Major problem is it's this way. It should be that way. I didn't build it. But it's just strange that this is darkened out. You're supposed to be able to talk on both sides of this microphone, but no, it's only made for this way. Makes no sense. If you're going to have a microphone that lights up, have it light up 360, not just a little tiny bit down here. I had one. It lit up red. I didn't care for the way it sounded. So I sent it to somebody that needed a microphone. The strange thing is, when he hooked it up, it sounds perfect. When I had it hooked up here, it was kind of garbled. Made no sense. But it was a gift. And I asked the person that gifted it to me if I could give it away. And they said, if you want. So I shipped it off. But it was all red. It was kind of neat. I wish it sounded better. I don't know why when they make these microphones that light up, they don't light up 360. Like I say, that's coming out of the top of it. The color change. Green. Then we go to blue. And then we should be going to red. No, we're going to green again. Come on, go to red. Oh, we're going to blue again. I guess it don't like red. Oh, here we go. But see, it comes out the top and it comes out back here. In little holes. That should be showing out the front, not out the back. I could turn it around, but all the controls are back here. Why would I want all the controls up front? Well, yeah, once it's adjusted, I don't really need to touch them, but makes no sense. But I didn't pay for it. Now see, they tell me that the Blue Yeti X that I use now and then is supposed to light up. I've gone through the whole program because you have to download a program with it because it has voice changing and all kinds of other stuff. It don't light up. Must be a defect from the factory. It even gives you a big color scale. You can pick and customize your own colors. It don't light up, no matter what I do. Although I didn't buy it. I get all the defective shit, evidently. Story of my life. Oh, and then I was notified by one of my loyal listeners that ordered me another on-air sign that is color changing, out of stock. And what makes matters worse, there is no estimate as to when it will be back in stock. Yeah, go ahead and screw it, Grumpy. Write him an email, tell him, hey, wait till you see the on-air sign I'm ordering for you. And then I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and then I get another email. Uh-oh, out of stock. No estimate. Why tell me? Why don't you wait until you have a confirmation rather than excite me and say, oh, you're going to have a really fancy, even fancier than the one that's over in Studio One. Yeah, out of stock. No estimate as to when it will be restocked, which usually says we ain't getting it no more. I've seen that many times. You'll see out of stock, no estimate. When it says no estimate, you know they just teased you because you're never going to see it again. So I give up on the color changing on air sign until it actually is in my hands. Friend, I hope you got a refund. I know who you ordered it from. They're usually pretty tight about their refunds, especially when you order something and then all of a sudden it's out of stock. So I hope you get your money back. I know what website you ordered it off of. They're kind of jerks when it comes to shit like that. They'll take your money, but they don't want to give it back. No. So good luck. Keep me posted. Either way, if the sign comes back in stock or that you got your money back. Yeah, I dealt with that site before. I had the same problem. I ordered something, and they don't tell you right away. About 2 weeks goes by, and then they tell you, it's out of stock. Today's modern technology, you should know immediately. Push a button. Out of stock. Or are you just holding on to my money for as long as you can? If I order something, like from the homeless depot, I know immediately if it's in stock, out of stock, back order, immediately. This one website, they'll wait and they'll wait and they'll wait. It don't take 2 weeks. Although I know how some of this shit works. I've learned. You'll go on eBay and it will say U.S. seller. Well, yeah, it is a U.S. seller. But what happens, see? You order from them. Then they order from China. They don't have it in stock. They are a U.S. seller. They're honest. They're located in the U.S. They don't really have real stock. It's not like they can go out to a warehouse and pull inventory. No. It's one of these inventoryless companies. So they get an order from me, and then they order from China. Well, evidently it takes a while for communications to come from China going out of stock. Then they don't want to give you your money. Well, that's why Grumpy always uses PayPal. It's an Elon Musk company. And you know Elon. You don't fuck with Elon. So, if they don't want to give me my money, I just contact PayPal and say, hey, PayPal, they don't want to give me my money. And it's amazing. Within 24 hours, I have my money. Yeah. As much as I dislike Elon, his PayPal company, top notch. Gargle it. You don't believe me? See who started PayPal. Elon. That's how he became a gazillionaire. How do you think he funded Tesla? All by himself? That's why he's worth more money than China has rice. Not to mention the money he gets from SpaceX. Right now, that guy couldn't spend the interest on his money. You think he'd lend me some? No. Although I'm sure everybody on Earth is writing him letters going, hey, Elon, lend me a few bucks. I have yet to see a funeral with a casket full of money. No, Elon, you can't take it with you. It don't spend. So give me couple 100,000, you'll never miss it. Couple 100,000, that's pocket change. You probably carry that in your wallet. Although, I found out, he's cheap. Yeah. You'd think when he goes to lunch, he'd be riding in a stretch Tesla, going to a fancy high-end restaurant. No. He's been seen having lunch at Panera Bread. And once at Subway. Although, Bill Gates used to stop every morning at McDonald's and get a cup of coffee and 2 Egg McMuffins. And then get this. One day, he forgets his wallet. And he wants credit from McDonald's. The McDonald's manager said, Mr. Gates, I know you're a gazillionaire. You owe me $6.95. I'll hold your Egg McMuffins in the warmer, and we'll give you a fresh cup of coffee when you come back with your wallet. Yeah. Like Sam Walton, you know, Walmart. He drove around an old beat-up farm pickup truck with all the money he had. Didn't want no new car. Said his pickup truck worked fine. If you're not going to spend it, lend it. I could use a few bucks. Of course, Sam's no longer with us. But Bill Gates could send me a couple $100,000. He'd never miss it. Same thing with Elon. I know, everybody is begging for money. Oh, I could guarantee Elon probably gets stacks of letters daily, people asking for money. He can afford it, though. Christ, he's a gazillionaire. But he don't flaunt it. Not like a certain person that has his own private jet the size of Air Force One with gold fixtures and gold trim. And he makes his employees polish the shit every day, whether he uses the plane or not. I'm not going to mention no names, but he's a well-known figure. We'll just leave it at that. Maybe if you gargle, private jumbo jet with gold fixtures, you might be able to get lucky and find out whose plane it is. That's flaunting it when you have gold fixtures. And he's not a sheik. No. Right here in the U.S. Some of you may already know. Yeah. Gold. Who the hell puts gold on a goddamn plane? You're only riding in it to go from point A to point B. Who the hell sees it? It's not like, your United Airlines with a line of passengers. Yeah. Probably got a gold commode. I wouldn't doubt it. So what else can we bitch about today? We got that Arctic cold front that come through. Christ. 1st of December, we've got mid-January goddamn freezing temperatures here. Oh, it warmed up. According to my weather report here, it's 25 degrees now instead of 20. Makes the gas company happy. They're all sitting there going, oh boy, them furnaces are cranking. Christmas bonus. As if natural gas ain't expensive enough. Can't afford to turn on a light. Can't afford to light your furnace. Can't afford to eat. They treat the senior citizens real well. And that big Social Security increase we're getting in January, 2.5%. Not 2.5, 2.5. I figured mine out. It comes out to about $6 a month. Oh boy. I can get 2 gallons of gas. Big increase. It's sad when senior citizens are living below the poverty level. After we worked our ass off all them years so that we could collect Social Security. Then they give us 2.5%. Yep, you don't believe me? Gargle it. All you seniors. We're getting 2.5% increase. Whoopee. And then they sit back and say, well, you get a raise every year. That 2.5% won't buy me extra groceries. You know, the other day, I made a comment to the security guard at my local Mark's store. I says to him, you know, the older I get, the stronger I get. And he looked at me and went, really? I said, yeah. I said, back in 1970, I couldn't carry $50 worth of groceries in one bag in one hand. And it took him a little while because he's a little younger than me. And then he went, oh, yeah. $50 in 1970 would feed you for a month. $50 of groceries today is like 6 items. And we're not talking top shelf items, you know, generic this, generic that. Yeah. I had as a matter of fact, it was exactly $49.68. One bag. One bag. I carried it in one hand. Talk about fucking inflation. I tell the story. All right, I know there's inflation every year, okay? Back in the day, 1970, I would go in to Gigantic Eaglet and buy a 1 pound fresh baked loaf of Italian bread from their bakery. It was 49 cents. Today, the same 1 pound loaf of in-store bakery Italian bread, $3.05 for the same loaf of bread. Disgusting. My Schwabel's Jewish rye is almost $5 a loaf for bread. You know, back in the day, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches were cheap what we used to call filler food, mileage food. If a kid was hungry, you gave him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, made him happy. A loaf of bread, $4, a jar of peanut butter, almost $5, a jar of jelly, $4.50. Back in 1970, that kind of money would get me a filet mignon. Kids can't even afford to eat peanut butter and jelly today. I can see a kid, Mom, can I have peanut butter and jelly sandwich? No. Why? Too expensive. Here, eat a slice of bread. Can I have something on it? No, too expensive. Can I have some milk? No, too expensive. Drink water. It's about what it's boiling down to. Back in the day, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Between the bread, the peanut butter, and the jelly was maybe like $1.50. Now to get a loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, and a jar of jelly is like $12. You don't believe me? Check the prices yourself. And I don't eat generic. I like Jif, extra crunchy. Welch's jelly. I don't eat generic crap. Like I said once before, I'm a snob when it comes to my condiments. I want Hellman's mayonnaise, not store brand crap. French's mustard, Heinz ketchup, real butter. Don't give me no grease. Oh, it tastes like butter. No, it don't. Yeah, it says right on the container, oh, it tastes like butter. Not on these taste buds. Tastes like grease. Oh, I could go on. You don't find too much generic stuff in Grumpy's cupboards or a refrigerator. Every now and then, I get a taste for Miracle Whip. Not that shitty salad dressing. It don't taste like Miracle Whip. I want the real thing. Same thing. I don't drink generic ginger ale either. Seagram's. Seagram's ginger ale. Don't give me Cotton Club, Canada Dry. No, I want Seagram's. And then, back in the day, a 2-liter of Seagram's ginger ale was 49 cents. $3 for the same 2-liter. It's getting ridiculous. Prices are out of sight. And they're only getting worse. Just wait. Wait till they put them tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Oh, you think prices... Do you realize how many fruits and vegetables we get from Mexico? We're going to be paying like $5 a piece for an avocado. You think the Mexicans are going to sit back and take it? Oh, no. They'll say, oh, would you like a Mexican-grown cantaloupe? $6. Would you like some Mexican-grown apples? How about $1 an apple? God. Same thing. You used to be able to get a dozen donuts for like $1.25. Now it's over $1.25 a donut. I went into a certain donut shop one day. I like them chocolate eclairs, you know, the cream-filled long donuts with the $3.50 a piece. I said, per donut? Well, yes. Never mind. You don't believe me? Go in a donut shop. You know which one. And check out a price for a dozen donuts. Believe it or not, a large deluxe pizza is cheaper than a dozen donuts. Except I don't like dipping pizza in my coffee. I like to dip a donut in my coffee. Can't afford a donut. You used to be able to get a cup of coffee and a donut for, $1.50, $1.75. Go into that expensive coffee place. $6 for a cup of coffee? What is it, made of ground gold dust? Oh, yeah, a friend of mine goes every morning. Has to get her latte. I said, you spend more a week on cups of coffee than I spend a week for groceries. Coffee? $5 a cup, $6 a cup for coffee? God, you trying to make Juan Valdez a billionaire or what? How do you justify $6 for a cup of coffee? Unbelievable. Yeah, my friend said, would you like me to bring you one? Oh, no. I'm happy with my chock full of nuts, thank you. $6 cup of coffee. Tastes like coffee. What is it? Got magnesium in it? Gold dust? Diamonds? What? What's in that coffee? $6 cup. Just to have some person make it for you? Here you go. Oh, look, I put a little heart in it for you. Oh, thank you. Big deal. She drew a heart and the foam in the coffee. It's coffee. Don't get me started. Oh, I don't want to go on with McDonald's and Burger King. Pretty bad. You walk into McDonald's, there's a finance man sitting right there at the table. Can I help you with your order? 29% interest, though. Well, never mind. Used to be able to take a whole family to McDonald's. Like, we'll say a family of 4. Everybody gets a couple of burgers each, French fries, a soft drink. The whole family, $10. Now, one order, $10. I think I better stop. I'm starting to really depress myself here. With inflation, what shit costs. Back in my day, a McDonald's hamburger, 12 cents. A cheeseburger, 15. I could get a Manners Big Boy for 99 cents. Same sandwich today, $6.99. And it's not as big. I checked. I had a taste for one day. I was going to order until I saw the waitress come out with the sandwich. I looked, I went, I'm not that hungry. Oh, Big Boy used to be, not no more. Take a look at a McDonald's fillet of fish. The fillet is about half the size of what it was back in 1970. And you know that because you only get half a slice of cheese. And it fits perfect on that little skimpy fillet. It looks like a fish stick. The bun's about this big. You don't believe me? Order a fillet of fish at McDonald's. Although, see, you don't have anything to compare it to, you youngsters. I do. I know what it was like back in 1970. You got a nice big fillet, big slice of cheese, big gob of tartar sauce. Now a fillet of fish looks like about the size of an Egg McMuffin. Maybe smaller. Looks like a fish stick on a bun. But they made the bun small too. So that fish stick looks big. Yeah, I think I'm really starting to feel depressed now. I think I'm going to end the stream. Go microwave the other half of my quiche from last night, which was killer. Yes. Yes, real men do eat quiche. We make it too. We cheat a little bit. You know, we get the frozen pie crust, but yes. So, we'll figure out what backdrop we're going to have tomorrow. And I will chat with you. Where's my clicker? I got to make the arrow bigger. I lose it. Got to make sure my arrow is on end. Yep, it's on end. Chat with you tomorrow.